I'm going to switch gears a little and come to you, Drew. And when you joined me at the town hall, and thank you so much for that, Drew was at the town hall. I know you all couldn't be there, so we want to kind of revisit a little bit again around what your vision is and how you got there. So when you started the presentation, I think I recall you talking about guiding principles, and that really caught me as an interesting way to start. And then you went into phases, but why don't we start with guiding principles? So
Yeah,
what was
sure,
that all about?
Simon. So whenever we do a project like Beaver Valley, we begin with really talking to our clients or talking to those that are going to be experiencing the project we're developing. And I know our work with you began with just that, with asking some critical questions in the membership and trying to determine what the most important elements of any future either renovation or addition would be. Those help us generate guiding principles, and those guiding principles really shape or form how we evaluate success, really. Like, is the design right? Is the move right? Is the decision to proceed one way or another right? So with Beaver Valley and the Beaver Valley membership, there were really five key elements that came out of those early conversations. And going back to the town hall, one first and foremost was the club experience, the scale of the spaces. We've seen so many clubs go through transitions where they're replacing their historic facilities, tearing them apart, replacing small spaces or spaces that club identity is built on with big airport hangar spaces.
Yeah, like massive spaces that are loud and noisy.
So here, what we heard again and again was that Beaver Valley is a club defined by its small spaces. And there's this, I think one thing said specifically at the town hall that I think we all need to respond to is that growing up at Beaver Valley, one of the incredible things about families being here is that their children are raised by multiple families, by people being around them all the time, and that small spaces facilitate those kinds of relationships. So maintaining that small club feel is principle number one. And that principle is supported by a whole other series of principles. We know that the member experience is created by both skiing on the hill and what happens inside the lodge. And the lodge is a lot of food service. There's a lot of programming in there. And you know how many meals we're serving on a day-to-day basis. So understanding what's working and not working and figuring out where to intervene, dealing with the food service experience, we'll talk about that in a minute when we start to speak about phases, but member experience and maintaining and improving a high quality member experience, starting with food service inside the clubhouse, was principle number two. Principle number three is maybe a bit of an obvious one. It's a ski club. We live outside and we live inside. And figuring out a way to focus on improvements both outside and inside that really engage and improve that inside-outside experience, whether it's skiing down, coming into the lodge, whether it's dining outside or inside. So trying to resolve that interface. We're a big club. And as members age, but really as the diversity of the club increases, the accessibility challenges of operating the club are key. So principle number four was assuring that we're bringing accessibility to the clubhouse. Like today, we have an amazing series of spaces inside the clubhouse, but none of them are truly accessible. So assuring that through this project, we're delivering accessibility, and each one of the improvements we're making is a key principle. And then maybe distinct to Beaver Valley, principle number five is taking advantage of the landscape we have.
Well, it's so beautiful, right? Look behind us.
It's not only beautiful,
it's on the other side.
It's unique. I mean, how many places anywhere in Ontario can you sit and observe two sides of the escarpment so close?
It's fantastic.
And when you think about the way the clubhouse has been built out year after year, thinking about the relationship with the ski hill, we want to also try to imagine how whatever we're doing inside for the benefit of the members can really engage this incredible location.
Honestly, I think you guys nailed it. And Chris and I, we spent a ton of time with members in those input sessions, like almost 100 member families. And that's exactly what we heard, right? Where you started and you talked about the culture, the feel of Beaver Valley. Like, if there was one thing we heard was don't change our culture, right?
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Just be the best Beaver Valley we can be.
Be the best Beaver Valley we could be. Don't be another club. Don't be something else. Be Beaver Valley, but be a great one.